high tide feels like a beginning. The water presses in, restless, full of promise. It pulls you forward, whether you're ready or not. Some of it's beautiful, some of it's hard. All of it is part of the story. I've stopped trying to wrap things up in a bow to create the perfect story. The tide doesn't offer that. What it gives is rhythm. The rise, the fall, the reveal, the return. And the reminder that you don't have to solve it all. You just have to keep showing up. That's what these waters are for me now. A chance to listen, to learn, to let the tide mark me, and then wait for it to come again. "30,000 feet above the sea, somewhere over the Pacific Northwest, I stared out the window, trying to picture what adventures were just around the corner. Alaska, the Kenai River. But what I imagined from that seat didn't even come close. It all started back home through Tim's shop, Sheep's Head Outfitters. That place has a way of connecting the right people, like Dallas and Dustin, married fishing guides who live up in Alaska. When they invited Tim up for a few days on the river, he turned to Andrew and me and said, 'You guys have to make this work.' We booked the flights. None of us had ever been to Alaska before, and it was my first time chasing trout and salmon. So this adventure we were about to embark on was gearing up to be something we'd never forget."
Pack it in.
After our flight, we stayed in Anchorage just long enough for a night in a Motel 6, a different kind of roughing it. We got up early the next day and made our way down the Kenai Peninsula. The tide was high that morning, literally, and in some poetic way, it felt like it was pulling us into the adventure. Like the whole coastline was leaning in, urging us forward. As we wound our way along the road, the scenery began to shift. Wide open stretches, snow-dusted peaks, rivers cutting through land like silver threads. I'd never seen so much raw beauty in one place. Majestic doesn't even begin to cover it. This was what my soul needed, something to stretch my mind a little wider, to remind me that the world is still vast, that beauty still shows up, and that there are new ways to move through the hard and chase after the good. We pulled into the spot we were staying at Kenai Adventure Cabins, an ideal base tucked into the trees. We barely had time to unload our bags before Dallas and Dustin gave us a call to join them on the boat a day early. And with a few gunshots in the distance, we were appropriately ushered into our adventure. Our first day on the Kenai River was the perfect prelude to a week of thrills. The kind of day that eases you in, relaxing, but humming with excitement. We were getting to know the river. Every bend had a story. Every ripple felt like a clue. But more than that, we were getting to know our guides, Dallas and Dustin. And it didn't take long to see how incredible they were. They were kind, calm, dialed in. On the water, they were on a different level. Watching them work adrift, tying off a rig, releasing their line, it was like watching an artist paint or an athlete in the zone. Pure experience flowing through every move. After getting back to our cabin, we gathered around the fire, letting it all sink in. The river, the beauty, the feeling that we'd stepped into something unreal, like a dream come true. We made dinner, shared a few laughs, and turned in early. Tomorrow, we'd be back on the water, this time for a full day of trout fishing with Dallas. After a quick cup of coffee, we hit the road at sunrise and couldn't wait for what these Alaskan tides had in store for us. Before we went out for trout, Dallas shared a bit about her experience fishing for sockeye salmon, setting the hook just right as they flashed past in the current.
So they came up with a flossing technique that actually puts the hook into the fish's mouth.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You're almost like snagging them?
for lack of a better word. Yeah, so flossing.
I know that's a dirty word.
Yeah, we're flossing the sockeye.
Got it.
Yeah, so that's why you see them in the water, right? So the sockeye like to swim in really shallow water. They like to swim in like that 2-foot range or so. They're lazy. They want to just like take it easy in the easier current. And so because of that, it's easier to target them from the bank.
So if they don't bite, they just wait for stuff. They're
not even eating when they're coming in. Once they hit fresh water, they're done eating. So they're just getting to their lakes to spawn. So that's all they're looking to do. Stella, what do you think of this? What are they doing? I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? I know.
This trip up and down the river was for real. A full day of catch and release, chasing the biggest trout we could find. Every cast was a chance, every drift a lesson. We leaned on Dallas to show us the ropes, how to cast with finesse, retrieve with purpose, move with the fish, not against them. The goal wasn't just to catch, it was to connect, to keep them on the line long enough to get a glimpse of their beauty before letting them slip back into the current.
Look how nice it's rainbow, right? Look how round he's getting.
Yeah. Better up here.
This day on the water felt different. We were more engaged. We had a goal. Chase big trout, refine our technique, dial it all in. But no matter how focused we tried to be, the river kept pulling us out of our heads, like a subtle shift in the tide, barely noticeable until you realize you've drifted. The light was unreal. That slow, sideways sunrise you get this far north of the equator. It felt like time was stretching, like we weren't just in a different state, but a different world. Now and then, we'd pass other boats drifting for salmon, nets ready, lines tight, offering a glimpse of what the next day would bring. But for now, it was just us, the trout, and that feeling you get when awe sneaks up quietly. There have been very few moments in my life where I felt fully transported. This was definitely one of them.
There you go. Relax that rod.
Catching my first trout on the Kenai was something I'll never forget. My first trout ever. From there, the day opened up. After a short break to move further downriver, Dallas swapped out our lures with the tiniest of adjustments, reading the river and the fish with precision. It was clear she knew exactly what they were after, down to the smallest detail. The beauty around us was impossible to ignore. Glacial water, teal and cold, cutting through miles of untouched wilderness. We found ourselves hypnotized by the river's shifting tide. We kept fishing, riding the current up and down, and somewhere in that repetition, cast, retrieve, drift, life started to show up in the metaphor. You throw something out there, never quite sure what will come back. Sometimes the line stays slack, other times it goes tight, and you're suddenly in it, fighting, learning, adjusting your grip. The tide moves with or without you. But when you learn to move with it, not rush, not resist, that's when it starts to feel right. Some days you land what you're going for. Other days you just learn how to wait better. And maybe that's the point. The fish, like anything worthwhile, aren't guaranteed. But the act of trying, that's where the growth happens. That's where you begin to see differently, to feel differently. The Kenai taught us that in its own way. Toward the end of the day, it happened. Andrew hooked into something big. He'd caught trout before, but not like this. It bent the rod deep, fought him hard, ran with the current like it knew the river better than any of us. When he pulled it out of the water, we knew. We had just seen the biggest catch of the day, and the look on his face, pure joy. As the day wound down, the light softened, and the river kept flowing, steady, effortless, like it had for thousands of years. We watched as the water slid around rocks, curl against the shoreline, weave through fallen branches and brush. Birds skimmed the surface, a breeze stirred the trees. Everything felt connected. Water shaping land, land shaping water, nature responding to itself in real time. and we were part of it, floating through something ancient, something alive. As the Kenai carried us back, we knew tomorrow would bring a new pursuit, salmon with Dustin. But for now, the river had taught us how to sit still and let the tide move us exactly where it wanted us to go.
I want you guys limited well before that. So if Dustin gets you on fish quickly, you guys could be done in a few hours tomorrow, right?
One was like, I don't know, what do you call that?
What do you think? Like, biggest fish today was like 16, 18 inches?
That was the biggest trout I've ever caught, for sure. Rainbow trout? Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, yes!
Hey, lovers.
Hopefully you guys will meet.
With all the dogs in here, it's...
Yeah, and there's one recipe.
That's his recipe.
Well, what's in your recipe?
Oh, Susie Q's. That's like...
Oh yeah, Santa Maria.
California. Yeah, exactly. You're very welcome, dude. I hope you guys like it. You're saying thank you before you've had any.
After dinner with Dallas and Dustin, we stuck around for a while, met their family, shared stories. We saw them not just as guides, but as people, good people, the kind you feel lucky to cross paths with. That connection made the next morning feel even more special. We met Dustin early, gear packed and ready, the air crisp with that clean, wild edge. This time, we were heading back out on the Kenai to chase coho, silver salmon. As we made our way to the river, Dustin shared a bit about the legacy he might pass on to his kids.
I mean, if you talk to, like, my daughter, the 4-year-old, she says she's going to be a fishing guide, but it's hard to say. Who knows what the river will look like, and, you know, I hope they have the opportunity to. I would love it. I think it's an awesome life, but also I don't want to pressure anyone into it. I think the best fishing guides do it because they just love being on the water.
We pushed off into the dark, found our spot, and settled in. We watched Dustin prep our lines with calm, practice hands, baiting hooks with salmon eggs he'd caught and cured himself, his own custom recipe made right from the river.
These are our line counters right here. 0 them out, push down on the side. We're gonna put our thumb on the spool. We're gonna let that down. That's our clicker. We want our drag. See how I got just 2 fingers here? And what we're waiting for is when this is sitting in its rod holder, you want 3 big pulls out is what we want, okay? I don't want a big hook set. The fishes set themselves. Right. Hook sets are not good. There's a fish right there. Oh, right here. All right, keep that low and to the side if you would. Let's see where he's at.
Oh, there he is.
Little lift up. Nice, dude.
Dude, look at that fish.
Man, that's so fun. I can't wait to see them in the light, too. See that silver. Just like watching one video. Man, that happened fast. That was just like, we're out here for 10 minutes. How's it feel?
It's awesome. I don't know.
John's like, is that your first silver? You're like, yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, Dale. It's a trophy fish, so I guess you could say it's pretty big.
Wow. Woo. John.
2 in the hole.
Silver.
First silver. Yeah, bro.
Come up over this way. Go in the other pocket, go around the light. There you go. Can we get this fish turned for you? slack, pull slack.
Slack up, there you go.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're all on the board. Big fish. Refill, bro.
Dude, that's awesome.
There you go. There you go.
That's a good one.
Fishing for silvers was a whole different experience from trout. Not better, just different. Trout gave us calm and focus. This was about power, reaction, and the fight. Dustin walked us through it all. How to keep tension on the line, how to time the hook set, how to play the fish just right. Our goal was hitting our limit for the day. Wild caught Alaskan salmon, packed up and ready to bring home. Something real to share with friends and family, and a story to go with every bite.
Nice work, guys. You know, I've caught a lot of silvers, but these are your first, and you're stoked, and you should be. Like, that's a fun experience.
Yeah.
One reason I like this so much, and trout's very similar, but like a lot of this is like, okay, this is a spot I know. This is bait that I worked on, curing, and to see it all happen, to see like all the steps come together, like that's pretty sweet.
It is sweet. Yeah.
What time is it? So just now high tide.
It's pulling quite a bit.
You got a big one. Slack.
Dude, that one's a big boy. Big boy.
On that plug bite too. Nice. That's where I'm just stoked because I'm glad she's known for that, because that's what she loves, and that's like kind of where her passion lies, and then she gets to share that. And then like on our business model, I'll do more of the silver stuff when it comes up, not because I can't do trout, but because I like this more than she does. I really do. I mean, probably comes out like I like this.
What do you guys think, boys? Woo!
Just caught my first coho!
Probably tell by the look on our faces, we hit our limit. And even though I don't drink, I got a kick out of watching the crew celebrate with a few well-earned sips of whiskey and beers tucked into the Curious Hunter koozies. It was a perfect end to a perfect day.
Head filter, baby. Keeps you awake.
As soon as we got back, we washed off our fish and got a lesson from Dustin on how to carve out our fillets.
They're good to eat just as is.
We got to see where his bait came from, pulling eggs from freshly caught salmon, carefully setting them aside, each step done with intention. He'd done this plenty of times, smooth, efficient, no wasted motion.
Like, you can just throw that on a cast iron. Like, that's a good meal. You have to scrape some of this off, but around that fish. Yeah, it's awesome. So good. I come here and just feel it, so I know I'm there. And with this knife, it's a little different. It's kind of, because I'm just resting right on that. Like, there's not much left there. You know, you'll see some people that haven't done as many, right? They'll leave like some waves and stuff, so I just try to keep it flat on there, and that's why I like this knife, because it lets me do that. But yeah, this one, so I barely dig it in from the front, and then I come, and again, I'm angling up, so see how you can see my knife blade, right?
It is possible.
Yeah, you want to be able to like see through them.
Later on, back at Dallas and Dustin's house, we watched Dustin share the moment with his son, teaching him how to portion, seal, and pack the fish. No rush, just calm instruction.
Push on that and then hit.
A lesson learned and a new memory in the making.
Do it good, okay? right.
Do we cut the bones?
No, feel the bones. Feel?
Take those out later.
Right here. Feel. All the way down. Where's the last one? I feel it right here.
The last one?
Right here. You feel that? Come right here.
I feel it, I feel it.
So that's your cut's gonna be on the other side of that.
Right, can we move it down for him?
Here, bud. Okay, ready? Come right here. Get your cut. Ready?
I got the rest.
Straight back, straight back. There you
Good job.
That's
a sweet hat.
Are you going to show it to my grandma what?
That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Tim owns that shop. That pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so on these, I just want to show you guys. So on your bellies, you see these fins right here? This one, because this is a thinner belly. You see this right here?
Yeah.
Whether you smoke it or cook it, it's going to be like kind of tough.
Yeah. It's
And then this membrane too. So you were talking about on your fillet, you don't like that last end. So that's why we prefer smoking these.
Yeah, sure.
And then you just scrape. My dad, he'll get a bunch of bellies together. And then he'll smoke all the bellies. And then we get together, put gloves on, and we scrape all the meat out. And then we do a separate vacuum pack bag
of that.
of belly, and we'll write belly meat. And we fillet like that just because I get my fins out of the way, and then all our fillets look really great.
Yeah.
And then when I cut my ribs, I can cut them super thin.
Yeah.
And so it's like to me, it's the best of both worlds. Not
Yeah.
everyone fillets like that, and that's fine. There's many paths to the waterfall, and then you end up with a belly strip. Like if you go through our freezer, you'll see multiple belly strips. That's what I'm fishing. That's why we fish TFO. We're like,
Man, that's so crazy.
I know 3 guys. So me, Dallas, my buddy Brandon. Like, look at that thing. That one was 31. This is one of our like favorite things. We did this at our old house, and then we like transitioned it to here. We had to. That was Christmas Island, like a GT, like my first permit.
Dude, that's your first permit?
Oh yeah, so sick. This was Louisiana, giant redfish.
Look at that red.
That's not even the massive one. Where's Dallas's? Yeah, look at this thing. It was so big. Like a lot of good memories. And then like watching our kids grow up. Like look how little Blake was here. Look, Andy's a baby out silver fishing. What you guys were doing today, you know? That was Baja. So we got some roosters as well. No big ones, but dude, roosters rip. Like this right here, it doesn't really, like that was a massive bone. This was Blake's first ever fish on a fly rod. This is his first ever time on a boat.
After a touching day, seeing Dustin with his son, packing up our fish, hearing stories about their family expeditions, we got some much needed sleep. We woke up for another day of salmon fishing. This time, Dallas was our guide, and Dustin joined us in the action. But the weather was relentless, cold, rainy, and it wouldn't let up. I actually got pretty sick leading up to this day, a bad cold, but I was determined to make the best of it. Funny how being on the water, doing something you love, can make you forget not just how you feel physically, but about anything else that's pushing against you in life, making it hard to let go and move with the current.
I don't get to be on this end of it very often anymore, so I'm excited.
And you also have the best guide in Kenai. So.
I do.
Who said you're getting a reel in? You're just gonna let one of them grab it around, right?
I sat here to help do bait.
It was incredible to watch Dallas and Dustin work together, pushing through the weather to find us some fish. We waited patiently, knowing it was only a matter of time before we saw that silver flash below.
Oh my gosh. A little wet, but feeling good. Not too bad. This rain gear really helps, but my hands are frozen, so there's that. But it's still fun to be out here. Resetting lines and putting stuff out, seeing what works, what doesn't. This guy's over here got a bunch of fish already, so feeling hopeful.
Because I just got into hunting. On like just kind of.
I was happily interrupted by our first catch.
Wait on the other side of the boat.
It was Dustin's rod.
So happy.
There couldn't have been a better start to the day.
High five. Boom.
Yeah.
We were so stoked to watch him pull in a fish.
John, do me a favor, get that line back out. I mean, not the biggest.
Whatever.
It's
Still
kinda-
got, look at that.
It's still, it's not the biggest.
I love it.
But you see that nice broom on that tail?
Whoa.
You're like, you don't want that in your face.
Gotta love watching Dallas roast her husband about the size of his fish. I think she was just saving some excitement for the rest of us. Not long after, we started hooking some salmon of our own.
Got me a sockeye.
Andrew kicked things off with a bonus fish, a late season sockeye, quickly followed by his first silver of the day.
They've been hitting Andrew a lot.
Wait for it. Nicely done.
Having both Dallas and Dustin on the boat felt like balance. Her calm, his energy, a blend of the days before. The steady focus of trout, the raw momentum of silvers, all flowing together in perfect harmony.
Have a seat so we can run up.
That's a nice fish. Dark Mac, go towards the back of the boat if you can. Sideways, get the rod tip down.
You mean keep going to the back?
Hang on, Dustin. Let's see what Dustin does with the boat.
Dude, look at that.
Why does this look like a sockeye? But
That-
nice silver.
I think it's the cloudy water.
The rain didn't just touch the day, it infiltrated it. Moisture crept into our cameras, fogged up the lenses, and softened every frame. A reminder that Alaska was in control, not us. It's moments like these when I realize our stories write themselves. We're just here to take note, to follow along, to capture what we can. Not just the highs or the lows, but the slow, steady wisdom that comes as we move through one experience to the next.
That was like, oh, don't jump off.
And then he went and did that big jump, you know? I thought for sure he was coming on.
It's bouncing.
There's blood on the lens.
Oh,
11.
11.
Oh, that's a body. Big fish.
I ended up catching the biggest silver of the trip, 11 pounds. But none of this would have happened without our guides. Finding the spots, helping with the rigs, netting fish, processing everything at the end. If you're looking for a trip to Alaska, give Dallas a call and get out on a boat with them. You won't regret it. They'll show you something meaningful. Memories strung together through every cast, catch, and release. As we cruised back to shore, we knew what was next. A full day out at sea. Halibut fishing. My first time chasing those giant aquatic doormats. Flatties. Mud chickens. This had been on my bucket list for a long time. I was beyond excited to finish out this adventure with a couple of these monsters on the line. Not only does Dallas guide on the river alongside Dustin, she also manages the entire operation, coordinating trips and helping visitors book adventures beyond the Kenai. She got us set up on a halibut charter out of Homer, Alaska, a stunning harbor town surrounded by snow-covered mountains. It felt like it was pulled straight from a postcard. She handled everything seamlessly. Just one more way she helps turn a great trip into an unforgettable one.
Where are we at right now?
We're about to head out on a halibut charter. It's gonna be fun. Never been on a big boat before in the ocean, so see how it goes. Hopefully no one gets seasick. But feeling pretty confident we're gonna get some good fish today.
Everything we'd experienced over the past few days had built towards this final excursion. Loading up in the dark, pulling away from the harbor, it felt different this time. A heavier stillness. We weren't chasing river current anymore. We were heading out to sea. It began with the high tide, the steady current, the early mornings, the drift of the Kenai, the calm of trout, the fight of silvers, the celebration, the connection, the laughter around the fire. And now, out here on the open sea, it all felt like it had been leading to this, but the scale had changed. The water was deeper, the air colder. Everything around us felt bigger. The vastness mirrored something in us, a reminder of how small we are, and yet how full life can feel when we say yes to moments like this. Each scene on this trip felt like a chapter, shaped by water, by people, by patience. And now, we were somewhere that felt completely otherworldly. Salt in the air, cold on our cheeks, eyes wide from everything we'd seen. And then we learned something that tied it all together. We weren't just surrounded by water and wilderness, we were surrounded by volcanoes. Alaska has more than any other state, some resting, some rumbling beneath the surface. You can't get more alive than this. The tide hadn't just carried us to another place, it brought us to a new state of mind. A deeper one, a wider one, maybe even a truer one. We were supposed to go out on a small halibut charter, just a few of us, but a storm rolled in, stirred up the water, and made it impossible to launch, so we pivoted. The next day, we boarded a larger boat with a bigger group. At first, we were a little bummed to miss that intimate experience. But once we got out there, something shifted. It was really special to be surrounded by people who were just as excited as we were. Lines dropping, rods bending, everyone waiting for that flash of white belly to rise from the deep. Joy out here is contagious, and sometimes shared wonder is the best kind.
Nice! Look at the head!
Hey, cut a log.
Andrew pulled up his first fish of the day, a sculpin. Not a keeper, but useful for bait. Thanks, Andrew. Always finding a way to contribute. I eventually pulled up my first halibut. Nothing huge. We were only allowed to keep two. One of any size and the other 27 inches or smaller. But it was the perfect size for my small catch of the day. There's nothing like checking something off your bucket list. Alaska gave me my first trout, salmon, and halibut. Amazing. As rods kept bending, people hauled in fish. Shouts, splashes, halibut hitting the deck one after the other. I watched from the side, cheering everyone on, content. I'd landed my big one for the day and was happy to sit back, relax, and root for Andrew and Tim. My big halibut was a decent size, but Tim pulled up the biggest one between the three of us. If you saw the photo of us holding up our halibut on social media, I accidentally grabbed his fish to pose with. Stolen valor? Maybe, but unintentional. Either way, here's proof of Tim's giant flatty, one he had to wrestle into submission. It wasn't easy, so kudos to Tim for handling it like a pro. And props to the charter crew for guiding us through it all. Throughout the day, people reeled in massive skates, similar to stingrays, but we released them back into the sea. We only kept halibut and the occasional Alaskan cod. Toward the end, Andrew pulled in his final halibut. Each of us had hit our limit. And those deckhands, they were actually sisters. Fast, dialed, and more capable than most dudes I've seen back at home. They jumped into action and processed everything on the ride back. Quite a feat. There's a flow to it all. The loading, the casting, the waiting, the wonder. The tide brought us here, not just to Alaska, but to something deeper. It carried us through still mornings and stormy waters, through quiet drifts and wild runs, through laughter, challenge, and awe. It reminded us that we don't always have to force the story. We just need to flow with the tide. And now, as the current shifts once again, we head home changed, not just with fish in the cooler, but with something harder to name. This is the lesson taught by curiosity. What feels like division in ourselves, in our communities, even our country, might just be the tide, the ebb and flow, the rise and fall. Not a breaking apart, but a natural rhythm we've forgotten how to move with. Because from what I've learned, there are no real sides, just the inside we cling to, and the outside we resist. But step past the familiar, and the frontier opens. That's where the lines start to disappear. The tide brought us here, and now it carries us on. And maybe that's all we really need. Something worth being carried toward.